Every company claims they hire the best. These 41 employees beg to differ. Number 1. A retail associate was hired to greet customers and stock shelves. On day 1, he disappeared for 40 minutes and was found asleep in the stockroom. His excuse? He said the fluorescent lights called to him, and he had to answer. Management let it slide. By day 3, he was gone, leaving his name tag pinned to a cereal box like a resignation totem. How do you even write that performance review? Number 2. An office worker was asked to email a client to confirm a meeting. Instead, he replied all to the entire company with "OK" and attached a photo of his lunch. When his manager asked why, he explained he had misclicked, but also wanted everyone to see the sandwich because it was honestly really good. Could you imagine sitting 2 desks away from this man? Number 3. A new hire at a marketing firm was told to update a spreadsheet with basic data. She spent the entire day reformatting the fonts into different colors for vibes. When her manager asked about the missing data, she said she didn't want to touch it in case it broke. The spreadsheet remained completely empty, but visually it was stunning. Number 4. This one involves property damage, and it escalates fast. A warehouse employee was asked to move pallets using a forklift. Instead, he decided the forklift would be more fun in reverse, crashed through a support beam, and brought down a shelving unit. His explanation? He said driving forward felt too normal. The repair bill could have covered his salary for a year. Number 5. A barista was simply asked to learn the register system during training. After 2 weeks, she still couldn't operate it, so she started handing out drinks for free, telling customers, "The system's broken, just take it." When confronted, she admitted she never bothered learning it because she assumed someone else would just do that part. Would you have fired her on the spot? Number 6. An administrative assistant was asked to file paperwork alphabetically. Instead, she organized everything by which folder felt right, resulting in a filing cabinet that made sense only to her. When asked to explain, she said alphabetical order was too restrictive for her creative process. Filing paperwork and creative process are words that never belong together. Number 7. Here is a first-day fail that still gets brought up at company parties. An IT support employee was told to reset passwords for a locked-out department. Instead, he reset the password for the entire company server, including the CEO's account, then walked out for lunch. IT spent 6 hours fixing it. He came back confused about why everyone looked so stressed. Number 8. A line cook at a busy restaurant was instructed to keep the walk-in freezer closed for food safety. He left it propped open for an overnight shift because he thought it looked cooler that way, like an industrial aesthetic choice. The restaurant lost thousands of dollars in spoiled inventory. His defense? It really did look cool, though. Number 9. An accounts employee was asked to double-check basic invoice totals. Instead of checking the math, he simply rounded every number to the nearest hundred to make it easier to read. This threw off the company's books for an entire quarter. When asked why he didn't flag the discrepancy, he said he trusted his gut more than the calculator. Number 10. A retail employee was told to wear the standard store uniform. He showed up wearing a full Halloween costume in the middle of July, claiming it was more professional because it had a cape, and capes demand respect. Management asked him to change. He refused, stating that removing the cape would be a betrayal of his brand. Have you ever heard an excuse this bad? Number 11. This next hire defies basic logic. A customer service rep was told to keep personal calls to a minimum. Instead, he set up a tripod and started live streaming himself answering calls, narrating each one to his online audience like a nature documentary. And here we see the customer, agitated, refusing to be put on hold. His viewers loved it. His employer did not. Number 12. A janitor was asked to clean the break room after hours. Instead, he rearranged all the furniture into a more harmonious layout based on feng shui principles he had read about that morning. Employees arrived to find their break room transformed into a yoga retreat, complete with chairs facing the wall. The trash, notably, remained untouched. Number 13. A delivery driver was told to follow the optimized GPS route. Instead, he decided he knew a shortcut, which turned out to be a closed road under construction. He drove through anyway, got the van stuck in wet cement, and had to be towed out. His excuse? The GPS lady sounded judgmental, so I stopped trusting her. Number 14. A receptionist was asked to greet visitors politely and direct them to the correct office. Instead, she greeted every visitor with intense, prolonged eye contact and absolutely no words, staring until they awkwardly asked where to go. She said talking used up her energy for the day, and she preferred to save it for lunch. Number 15. A factory worker was told to wear safety goggles on the production floor, a strictly enforced rule. He refused, insisting the goggles fogged up his aura. When a supervisor pointed out that auras aren't a documented workplace hazard, he doubled down, claiming his aura was very sensitive and needed accommodation. Spoiler, they did not accommodate his aura. Number 16. And somehow, we are still just scratching the surface. A graphic designer was asked to redesign a logo using the client's clearly specified brand colors. He submitted a design in neon green and hot pink because the original colors were giving him a headache, and he couldn't be expected to suffer for art. The client was, predictably, furious. Number 17. A bank teller was instructed to verify customer ID before processing transactions. Instead, she started approving transactions based on vibes, explaining she could just tell who was trustworthy by looking at them. This led to several unauthorized withdrawals before anyone realized her entire security verification process was essentially astrology. Number 18. A hotel front desk worker was told to confirm reservations using the booking system. Instead, he started assigning rooms based on what he imagined each guest's energy needed, putting stressed business travelers next to the ice machine because the noise would humble them. Multiple guests complained. He called it tough love hospitality. Number 19. A construction worker was asked to wear a hard hat in designated zones. He wore a bicycle helmet instead, claiming it was basically the same thing but with better airflow. When a falling tool grazed and cracked it in half, he didn't admit fault. He actually blamed the helmet manufacturer for false advertising. Number 20. A call center employee was told to follow a basic script for complaints. Instead, he responded to every complaint with elaborate, made-up backstories about why the company was struggling, including one where the CEO ran off to start a llama farm. Customers started calling back just to hear what he would say next. The company did not find this charming. Number 21. Here is where things tip into full-blown disaster. A pharmacy assistant was told to double-check prescription labels. Instead, she started trusting the printer completely and stopped checking altogether. Several incorrect labels went out before anyone caught it. Her reasoning? Computers are smarter than me, so why would I argue with one? Number 22. A social media manager was asked to schedule pre-approved promotional posts. Instead, he got bored, deleted the entire queue, and replaced it with cryptic posts saying things like, "soon," and "they're watching." Followers thought the company had been hacked. Customer service was flooded with confused messages for 2 full days. Number 23. A maintenance worker was called about a leaking pipe, a routine repair. Instead of fixing it, he wrapped the entire pipe in duct tape, declared it permanently solved, and went home early. The pipe burst that night, flooding 2 floors. His explanation? Duct tape fixes everything. That's basically science. Number 24. A retail manager was responsible for closing the store and setting the alarm. On his first week, he set the alarm, locked up, and realized he left his keys inside. He broke a window to get back in, disabled the alarm, retrieved his keys, and left without rearming the system. The store was robbed that weekend. Number 25. A veterinary receptionist was told to confirm pet names before appointments. Instead, she started renaming pets based on what she thought suited their personality better, updating official medical records without telling owners. People showed up to find their cat, Whiskers, legally registered as Sir Reginald Fluffington III. Number 26. A junior accountant was asked to attend a mandatory software training session. He didn't show up. When asked why, he said he had been meditating and lost track of physical time, adding that the training existed in a timeline he chose not to participate in. The compliance software, unfortunately, existed in everyone else's timeline. Number 27. A landscaper was instructed to trim a client's hedges to a specific agreed-upon height. Instead, he carved the hedges into the shape of a giant smiley face, calling it a free upgrade. The client had requested a minimalist aesthetic for an upcoming real estate listing. The smiley face was visible from the street. Number 28. The HR department somehow gets even weirder here. An HR coordinator was caught using the company's anonymous feedback system to submit increasingly unhinged complaints about herself to test if the system worked. It worked. It identified her immediately. Her excuse was that she wanted to see what would happen. Number 29. A corporate security guard was told to monitor the front entrance during night shifts. Instead, he brought in a hammock, strung it up in the lobby, and slept. When a late working executive found him, he calmly explained that true vigilance requires rest, and he was recharging his senses. The hammock stayed up for 3 nights before anyone noticed. Number 30. A restaurant server was asked to memorize a list of daily specials. Instead, she made up entirely new specials on the spot for every table, describing non-existent dishes like smoked lavender risotto. Multiple tables ordered it. The kitchen staff started keeping a tally of her culinary inventions purely for entertainment. Number 31. A logistics coordinator was asked to track inventory using a shared digital spreadsheet. Instead, he kept a private paper notebook with the real numbers because he didn't trust anything edited by other people. The two systems drifted apart until a major shipment went missing. Reconciling the digital and paper trails took weeks. Number 32. A theme park employee was told to check every safety harness twice before sending a ride out. Instead, he checked harnesses based on how nervous the rider looked, reasoning that calm riders probably didn't need it as much. When questioned by a supervisor, he seemed genuinely confused about why skipping safety checks was a problem. Number 33. A corporate trainer was hired to deliver onboarding sessions. Instead of explaining policies, he told new hires fabricated stories about the company's secret founding history, including a tale about the building being constructed on an ancient treaty site that gave employees mystical productivity boosts. New hires left entirely confused. Number 34. A retail loss prevention employee was asked to monitor security cameras for theft. Instead, he turned the monitors to display his personal collection of nature documentaries, claiming the calming visuals improved store energy and would deter theft psychically. The store experienced its highest theft rate in company history that quarter. Number 35. A dental assistant was told to sanitize tools between patients, a legal requirement. Instead, she started letting them air out on a windowsill, believing fresh air was nature's disinfectant. When a health inspector asked about her sanitation protocol, she proudly described the windowsill method as if it were a brilliant innovation. Number 36. This new hire defies logic on an entirely new level. A data entry clerk was told to input numbers from physical forms into a database exactly as written. Instead, he started correcting the numbers to make them look rounder and nicer. Thousands of records were quietly altered before anyone noticed the data had become suspiciously tidy. Number 37. A flight attendant trainee was told to complete a standard safety demonstration. Instead, she turned it into a full theatrical performance with dramatic pauses, character voices, and an emotional climax during the oxygen mask segment. The other trainees were highly entertained. The strict flight instructors were not. Number 38. An IT employee was asked to ensure automated weekly server backups ran successfully. Instead, he disabled the backups entirely because the confirmation emails were cluttering his inbox, and he preferred a clean inbox over redundant systems. 3 months later, a server failure wiped out client data. There was no backup. Number 39. A bakery employee was told to label allergen information clearly on all goods. Instead, she labeled items based on how they made her feel. A cake containing nuts was labeled joyful instead of listing the allergen. A customer with a severe allergy ended up in the hospital. Her defense was that she wanted to bring positivity to food labels. Number 40. A corporate event planner was asked to organize a professional networking dinner for important clients. Instead, she booked an escape room without telling anyone, locking 40 executives in small rooms for 90 minutes during what was supposed to be a structured dinner. Several clients missed flights. She called it an icebreaker that really broke the ice. Number 41. The final entry. A newly hired operations manager was asked to sign off on a completed quarterly safety audit. Instead, he rewrote the entire audit based on his gut feelings, declared the fire exits spiritually blocked, ordered them welded shut for energy containment, and approved his own document. It took a surprise inspection from the fire marshal and a public shutdown of the building before anyone discovered this. When asked to explain, he said he had never felt more aligned with his purpose. And there it is. 41 reminders that the line between a great hire and a complete workplace catastrophe is incredibly thin, and that common sense might honestly be the rarest qualification on any resume. Share the most ridiculous excuse a coworker has ever given you down in the comments, and if this chaos kept you entertained, be sure to stick around and subscribe for more.